Howdy, partner. Welcome to one of the most northern parts of the United States of America. Travel with me upriver as we talk to a bunch of ladies and fellers and they share their tales of wit and wisdom. That's right, it's time again for Skagit Storytellers.
With Liz Duffy.
In Boise, and like I, long story short, like joined the Hare Krishnas. But like I just like got really into it then, and then like upon coming home, walked into a thrift store in Ferndale, and there was a sitar there, and I was just like, it's mine. It was broken, but then like that just like threw me on this thing, so I ended up like finding a guy to build me one.
Those are your headphones. Insane. That's so funny. I think starting the podcast with, long story short, I joined the Hare Krishnas.
Were you recording that? Yeah. Oh no.
No, it's fine. I always hit record as soon as we get in.
Fair enough.
No, but I was gonna laugh about how tired I am today. You just got back from a Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
And you came back on a bus.
Well, okay, so I mean, coming back was that was a ridiculous series of events. So yeah, so I went to the Saturday night and the Sunday night show, and when I had bought tickets with my friends, thank you, Miles, for buying my Saturday pass. Me and my wife booked a flight, and we booked it for coming home on Sunday. And then like months later, they're like, we can't not go to this Sunday show, so let's buy tickets to the Sunday show. And I'm like, I already bought my flight home. Like I'd have to leave halfway through the show, and that's not happening. So I decided to miss my flight, book a bus. And so that was the plan, was get on a bus 6 a.m. Monday morning after the shows. And so 5:30 rolls around Monday morning. I get up, and I've arranged for a Lyft to come and to get me. And the guy calls me, and he's like, okay, I'm coming. And then I get downstairs, and he's like, canceled the ride. So I'm like half an hour to my bus. I'm like, okay, I got to walk. And I'm like trucking it like through the sketchiest part of San Francisco. And I'm just like, I hope I make this bus. And I'm freaking out. And I get to the bus station. I'm like, okay, I'm here. And I look at the app, and it's like, your pickup spot is 4 blocks away. So I'm like, ah! So I run that way, and I get there, and it's the wrong pickup spot. So I run back. And by the time I'm back to where I'm supposed to be, I get a text saying that the bus is 240 minutes late. And so I would miss my connecting bus from Sacramento to Seattle, because I was supposed to go San Francisco to Sacramento and then Sacramento to Seattle. And so at like 6:30 in the morning, I'm just like calling my wife, like, I am stuck in San Francisco. I don't know what to do. And she's just like, give me 5 minutes. I just woke up. And then she like found me a flight home for $150 that left in like 4 hours. And I was like, I don't know how that happened, but. And
you're running on fumes.
Absolutely zero everything.
So you must be a pretty big Grateful Dead fan.
Yes.
So that wasn't your first festival.
That was show number 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not a lot in terms of like some Deadheads, but like I'm feeling very fortunate that I got to see those guys 10 times.
And you mentioned Goose, which Spencer's been very much into them lately.
Yeah, I love Goose. We've seen them now, I think I've seen them 3 or 4 times, and then they're opening on the Sunday night at the Gorge for Dave Matthews. And I could take or leave Dave Matthews, but I'm going for Goose, and it's going to be fantastic.
That's great. I like starting podcasts with talking about how we met. We just met on our deck outside. This was not the first time we met, though. I was just thinking about this. We met.
I was going to say the same thing. At the Arcadian.
Yes. We were doing the door, which we love doing, and it was. I have the poster right there.
No way.
It was you guys.
Oh, that's so cool.
Is it Jay Chang?
Yep, Jay Chang and the Lover Boys.
Right.
Shout out.
Yeah.
And then Cedar Groove, too.
Yeah.
And
sweet. Andrew has been a guest on here. He's in Jay Chang.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, and the Lover Boys. He was a really fun interview. You stood out to me at the Arcadian because, well, you're tall. You're also very, very nice. And then I don't know how it came up. How did it come up that I found out you were Canadian as well? Did you say something and I asked you about it?
I can't remember.
Or maybe I asked you where you're from, because I'm also just overly like, tell me everything about you.
I can't remember how that came up.
Yeah, and you mentioned Squamish.
Yep,
and
that's where me and my wife went to school.
What? Yeah. And then also when the last few minutes we were talking, I don't know if anyone else picked it up, but the way you say out is very Canadian.
Everybody says that. I've never heard it.
Really?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's there. Well, this is Pro Tools. I know how to use it now. I'm going to make sure that stands out.
Run it back.
Sure. I'll hit the Canadian button on that. Like, do you ever meet someone from like Winnipeg and you're like,
oh yeah.
Oh, you're like Canadian.
Yeah.
Or like someone from Nova Scotia, you're like, we're not the same.
Yeah. All like my dad's side of the family, they're from like Brandon, Manitoba. So they're just like, they're good old prairie boys out there.
That's Canadian.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like, order a double. And my friend's like, Liz, you're Canadian too. I'm like, we're not the same.
But it just sounds so much better when you do it, you know? It's
I'm
like almost Wisconsin, but like...
No, really, my friend's from Detroit. They bought a bar in Concrete.
Yeah.
And I feel like Lisa sounds more Canadian than I am. No, I'm from Vancouver Island.
Okay,
so
nice.
That's what that is over there.
Oh,
and,
of course.
yeah, I'm from Ladysmith, the home of Pamela Anderson.
Is that... okay, I know where that is. Is that up by Nanaimo?
Just south.
Okay, my parents live in Nanoose Bay.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my
yeah.
family's from Nanoose too.
No way.
Or, well, my sister lived, there's a school there, an elementary school. My sister lived across the street. My other sister still lives in Nanaimo, like Departure Bay area. So great. After the ferry, you just go to her house.
That's perfect.
Relax.
I know, like every time BC ferries.
Oh,
Made
don't
my
get me
existence.
started.
Mom and Dad, I miss you, but I'm sorry. Like it's so hard to deal with those ferries.
It's not just time consuming, but so incredibly expensive. Now that you've taken Washington ferries, are you like, hey, BC ferries, can we talk?
Yeah. Oh,
can we talk about cutting some of these costs?
It's ridiculous. And
you don't need
my
all
wife,
that
her
stuff.
family is from Lopez Island, so like
They are?
Yep. And
Oh,
so
wow.
like I lived there for a couple summers, so like I'm very familiar with the Washington State ferries, and like they got their own problems, but they're getting the job done. And it's like it's cheap. I just remember rolling up to BC ferries like in the lineup, and the minute passes that my reservation is due, and I'm like watching the guy look at me, and he's like, "Sorry, you're late. You gotta get on the next boat in 4 hours." And I'm just like, "Are you serious right now?"
Yeah. No, it's we could probably talk about ferries for 2 hours. I didn't know that you lived on Lopez, so we just went to Lopez Uncovered.
So great.
Were you
I wish I was at the Dead.
Oh, right.
But like
okay.
I had been in contact. I can't remember the guy's name who was
It's
organized.
either Doug or Chris.
Yeah. So Brian and Lori, my wife's parents, they were like in contact with Doug, I think, and being like, "You got to get Only Tree on there." And like we had talked last year about doing it, and I think honestly the same thing. I was like at Vegas at the Dead.
Yeah. Well, save it now. It's July 31st and August 1st next year.
Yeah, I would definitely. Yeah, I want to go there so bad. I love Lopez so much. I'm like, as you're talking, I'm like, it's wild how many things we have in common.
No,
You're
I
like,
know.
coach middle school basketball. Like I've been a basketball player all my life, and then I coached at Ferndale and stuff too. It's just
Oh, you did?
everything is like we're the same people.
Okay, so we got to go back. It's like with Quinn, we kept getting off track. I'm like, let's go back, Quinn. Okay, so
I tend
you were
to talk in circles.
No, it's okay. It's just the editing that's gonna really suck.
That's why we did Pi Day, because I have this obsession with circles.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so were you born in Squamish? Where were you born?
No, I was born in North Vancouver, and I like grew up in North Van. And then I moved up to Squamish when I went to Quest University, and so I went there on a basketball scholarship. So I like played basketball there, and then that's where I met my wife. And
Was she so she was taking courses there too?
yeah, she was also on the basketball team for a little bit, and then our whole program got shut down because they just we're like, no more sports. We're broke.
No sports.
It doesn't even exist anymore.
Was it I was going to say I've never heard of Quest University.
I think we were open for like 10, 11, 12 years, and then it just went poor financial management. One of the coolest like models for a school that I've ever like thought of, and I think they're probably one of the reasons that I like went into education.
So it was like a Waldorf type thing, but university.
Yeah, well, do you know Evergreen? Evergreen Community College down here in Washington.
I've just heard of it just because of wasn't there like some controversial stuff like
they're just kind of they're on the block system. So
Okay.
we were also on the block system. So instead of taking like 4 classes over a semester, we would like intensively study one thing for it was like 18 days.
Oh, wow.
And then so we would go like 18 days of whatever class, 5 days a week, 3-hour classes, and then it would just be done. and then you move on to the next one. And like evergreen was weird because they don't do like letter grades. They do like your teacher's like, they're very good at responding in class or whatever, however they want to do their comments, but that's how they grade.
Oh.
But like Quest was very, it was just this like weird little hippie school in the mountains, and it was like tucked away in Squamish, and everybody there was just so, I don't know, like you think about like your typical like liberating college experience. This was like that, like tenfold. Like everybody's got no shoes on. Like I felt like I was going into the 60s, and like coming from like North Vancouver, I was like very much this like city boy playing basketball, and it exposed me to just this whole like other way of thinking. And I don't know.
Is that how you experienced the Grateful Dead for the first time at Quest?
Yeah, I think so. Or at least like I started getting like, because like when I was playing basketball, and so like I played guitar in high school and stuff, and like jazz band, and me and my friends would always jam like Chili Peppers and stuff, and that was my thing. And then I got to college, and I would just hang out with my basketball guys, and we'd listen to hip hop. So I started making just like beats on my laptop, and like I made a rap album to graduate.
You serious?
Yeah. Like it's that kind of school.
What's your rap name?
It was just Brando. I dropped the N.
Brando. Nice.
But then after that, then I like started getting into like jam music because I took a jazz course, and like that's where I started playing bass more, and just really enjoyed playing music with other people. And that's kind of like what broke the door open for me, was like this class playing with other people instead of just being in my bedroom making beats or something like that. And then that was like, oh, here's San Francisco, the 1960s. Checked out some bands, and then there was just like the Dead.
Would you say they're your favorite band?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like by far. And it's just like, I don't know what I can't say enough about them. Every single experience I've gotten has been like this like weird transcendent thing. Like I truly think that they're magic. I think Bob Weir is a wizard, and I don't know. I've seen him control the weather 3 times. That's all I can say.
Really?
Yeah. He was like in the middle of this one song, and the wind at the gorge just started howling as they peaked this jam, and then the jam settled down, wind settled down with them. And then during another song, Bobby just started wailing. The winds went crazy. His hair went crazy. He just looked like a mad wizard. So I'm like, you can't tell me that he didn't do that.
I'm going to start listening to Grateful Dead. Do I just literally start from the beginning? Is there a video I should watch? Where do I start?
Well, I mean, like, I think the beauty of them is like their live stuff. So, and it really depends on what you like. And I think the beautiful part about the Dead is, I can't remember who said it, but like, they reward like the explorer. Like everybody has their own way into the Dead. Like everybody's like Touch of Grey is their one song that went number 1. That was the only song they ever had that
So
went.
if I heard that, I'd probably recognize it.
You might recognize it, and it's a fantastic song, and that's a lot of people's into the Dead. But you'll meet just as many people who will be like, oh, I heard It Looks Like Rain from like 1973, and like that was the best one that I've ever heard. And like that moment was like when I became a real fan. And then you'll have another one that's just like, man, like they were only good when Pigpen was the keyboardist until 72 or whatever. And then it's just like, but they had their 30 years career and so many different styles of music. There's something for everybody there.
Yeah.
So like, if you like, I was always scared to get into them because I heard the Grateful Dead, and then obviously like Deadheads, and the scene that it's synonymous with is like LSD and all that. So I was just like a kid, like, that's kind of scary. And so I thought they were like this metal band that just like made loud, crazy, trippy music. And then I started listening to them when I got into college, and I'm like, this is country music for hippies. Like, this is sweet. And like, it's cool. There's cowboys.
I was just thinking when I heard my sister say that she was going to an Eagles of Death Metal concert, I was like, you're going to see a band called Eagles of Death Metal? And they're not death metal.
Yeah.
They're just a rock band.
That's
you know?
cool.
So sometimes, yeah, that I would say too, I don't think I could ever see myself getting into like was the ICP?
Yeah.
Just because to me, again, I have this idea of like, no, that's scary. That's a scary scene.
I was down at Goose in Spokane this year, and I went and I met one of my.
Did ICP open for Goose?
I wish, but I was there, and I like met one of my friends there, and he's like asking me, he's like, so, what are you doing in August? Because like, what would you do if I told you that I had like VIP passes, like 2 VIP passes to the Gathering of the Juggalos? And I'm like, Stones, I don't know what I'm gonna say to that, but I don't know if I want to go to the Gathering of the Juggalos. But maybe one of these days. Hey,
I mean, going for the experience.
ICP, we'll play a set. We'll make it weird.
A story. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Wait, you've been to an ICP?
Oh, no,
thing?
I'm just saying.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That would just be a story.
For the lore.
Yeah. I'll get pretty much nothing to do an ICP cover for your album.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
How do those magnets work?
So when you were at Quest, that's when you said you took that course.
Yeah.
So did your life kind of switch from like, okay, well, I'm not doing sports anymore, I'm going to hop over to music? Or it sounds like you were kind of doing both.
I was kind of doing both. So at the end of my first season playing basketball, I tore my ACL. And so that just like benched me. I was out my entire second year. And then my third year, I played, but I was never back to my full healed self, obviously. And then at the end, like halfway through my second season, I guess, but the third year that I was there, they decided to tell us that they were going to cancel all athletics. So it was like I got one season of playing where I didn't get too many minutes, but I was like part of this team, and then still part of this team but not playing, and then like playing, but now everything's weird because it says like we know how it's going to end, no matter how well we do. And so like that, like I think that whole period of like not getting the kind of like playing experience that I wanted, and then getting injured, and then being like, well, it's getting taken away from you anyway, was kind of just like this like slow transition of like, hey, remember that Brandon, the basketball player that you were? He doesn't exist anymore. Like this is this like, he's dead. Here's this new thing. Like you figure it out.
Yeah.
And so that's just been a really fun experience. And like music has been probably the most central thing to that.
And so what year was that when you left college?
I graduated 2019 in December.
Did your wife also?
Yeah, she graduated like the summer before. I failed a math class, so I had to redo a couple courses. And so like it was great. The last class that I took before like my like Keystone class was like I think there was like 15 of us. We traveled the Delta. So we like studied the blues, and we went down to Memphis, toured studios in Memphis, Mississippi, went to New Orleans, and just like,
this was part of your class?
This is part of my class. Like I remember, like I specifically remember like a class day was like, we woke up at 7 a.m., got out of our hotel. Like we went and like toured a studio. We went like to some like noon show at Preservation Hall, which is like one of the most prestigious jazz venues in New Orleans, and then like did some lunch, did some other stuff, had like a couple hours break, and then we met up because class time finished at 2 a.m. because there was this awesome the Rebirth brass band were playing somewhere, and so we're just like,
wow.
That's class. And it's like we couldn't just be like, I don't want to go to class today, but it was like this is the coolest thing ever. And
I'm gonna blow off class today.
Yeah, it was just such an amazing experience, and got to meet so many cool people down there. Like crazy stories from New Orleans was the first one was like one of our first days there. Me and my professor are at like a CVS Walgreens getting coffee in the morning, and we're paying for our coffee, and some dude runs in just like leaking blood from his stomach, and he's like, help me, I've been stabbed, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh crap, like what the hell is happening? And the lady that we're like checking out with just goes like, it's gonna be one of those days. And I just like was like, what kind of town are we in? And then like the other story that I have was like I was leaving a Subway, and I had like, it was my last night there. I maybe had, because I was going back to Canada, so I had like 30 cents American to my name. Just bought some sandwiches, and I like came out of the Subway. 2 guys followed me out of Subway, and I kept walking, and then they were still following me. And so I ducked around the corner because there was a cop car in a parking lot, and I just ducked around the corner and just like sat in the dark for a second. They turned the corner, saw the cop car, and dipped, and I was like, oh man, I just ran
You were
back to
gonna
my
get mugged.
Airbnb.
Oh my
I know, for like
gosh.
my 30 cents and sandwiches. Like, here you go, guys.
I remember we were going down there and I looked it up really quick. I go, hey, I was just thinking, is weed legal down there? And he's like, I don't know. So he looks it up. He's like, oh, it's not. So we get down there and we're walking around the first night and he's like, okay, I smell it. It's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what are these shops that are all talking about Delta 8 or Delta 9? What is this? And we figured out, oh my God, is that like some weird way they get around it or something? They just call it something different?
Well, because my wife's right now, she's in North Carolina visiting her sister. But we went over there a couple months ago, and same deal, not legal. But I found a Delta 8 dispensary, and I'm like looking up because I've heard of Delta 9, because Delta 9 is like they use CBD and then they like use that to synthesize Delta 9 THC. And then I looked up, I'm like, what's Delta 8? Delta 8 is just regular old THC that hasn't been lit on fire yet. So it's just regular as weed. They're just like, yeah, it's not weed, it's Delta 8. It's grown, it's
crazy.
Delta 8. And I'm like,
Wow.
you guys are geniuses.
So you graduated, oh gosh, only 6 years ago.
Yep.
Okay. And then how did you guys get down here?
Well, so my wife is from the area, from the San Juans.
Oh, she's from here, but she just went out there to go to college.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she grew up on the islands, and so she's American. And then luckily my mom's from New York, and so I have dual citizenship. And so like it was just
okay.
like we were living in my parents' house during the pandemic, and like we were just like in the city. It was like pandemic times bringing us down. Like it was just weird being isolated, but then still being able to like look into your neighbor's house from your bedroom. Like that's a weird feeling. And I don't know, the city was just bumming us out. And then
In Vancouver?
Yeah, in Vancouver. So in North Van. And like, it's a great area in North Van too, but it's just, I needed some space, and I've obviously grown up there. And so me and Bree were living there, and I can't remember what happened. But we were just like, let's move to the States. I can do it because I have dual citizenship. And then we moved down to Birch Bay. We rolled up to the border with like our cars full of crap. They hadn't seen people in months. And they're like, you're doing what? Why? And so, yeah, we lived at Bree's cousin's house in Birch Bay. We rented 2 rooms from him for a couple months. And then we got our own place in Ferndale. And then...
And did you both graduate with teaching degrees?
So another weird thing about Quest is the only degree that you can get from Quest is a Bachelor's of Arts and Sciences. But the way it works is your first 2 years, you take a lot of like general study kind of things. And then during your second year, you take a class called Question. And the question is like, you just ask a question and you research your question. And then that's kind of what your thesis is for the rest of your time there. And then your keystone is like your answer to that question. So my question was like, how does expression positively affect mental health? So I would look at I would take like music and art courses, and like a lot of like expressive arts therapy was like such a cool class. And then, but then I would also take like different like psychology classes just so I could cover all these blocks. And then I'd use that to kind of focus down this question. And then I wrote a rap album about mental health.
And that led you to teaching.
Exactly. But my wife's question was, how do we stop students from falling through the educational cracks? And so it's like broad or narrow. Like I had a friend who's like, his question was Mars. And so like he just would look at like terraforming Mars. And so like you could do whatever you wanted there. But it was very much of like, here's what we have. You know what you want to get out of it. Get out what you want out of it. So like I would be in like a math class, and like we're learning about it. I took mathematics of origami. Hardest shit ever.
Is that the one you failed?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's the one I did well. Okay. I got published in that class because
Really?
we're like doing like all this like weird Euclidean geometry crap. And for my final project, I did a song on symmetry. So I just like made a bunch of patterns on the guitar, like used symmetry to reflect stuff. My professor loved it so much. He was like, I'm going to get this published in this little journal. So that's like my claim to fame. It's like, yeah, I'm a published mathematician. But yeah, one degree, and then it's just kind of like a focus. So mine was mental health and music.
Yeah. So how did that get you into teaching though?
I think just because Bree had always been wanted to be a teacher. Bree was my wife. And then she started working at the school that we work at now, Wacom Discovery. And that's like a specialized school for like kids with EBD, like emotional behavior disorder. And so...
Oh, so you don't necessarily need a teaching degree?
I like you do, but
okay.
so like I'm a paraeducator.
Oh, okay.
But the role that I'm stepping into now is like me and my buddy Henry. We have like built up this music program just because of like I just have a bunch of music gear and I don't know what else to do with it. And why not come and try to jam with kids? And so I've had some students that wanted to play the guitar, and it's just kind of built up from there. And so yeah, I'm not actually a teacher, but I call myself a teacher, and then I in traditional teacher fashion, I take even less money. I feel so fortunate with the community that we have at our school because like I want to say we only have 40 students at our school. So it's very small, very specialized.
What are the ages?
K through 12.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's like very, very small. And so, but like everybody there has like bought into our system. Everybody there is like there for the right reasons, and they show it too. Like it's just like I worked at Ferndale High School, and it's like by no means this big high school, but it's still like 1,000+ students, so many staff. Even like being this like monster of a person, I could walk through the hallways and hide. And so it's just like it didn't feel like a community, or at least a tight knit community that I was looking for. And then finding this school was just so cool.
Yeah,
it was like, I don't know, because it's like it's a very like meet the kids where they're at kind of thing. So it's like, oh, you're pissed off because like something happened at home, and like this is like actually a lot of our kids are like they come from like very high traumatic backgrounds. And so it's like literally like, oh, like mom and dad were fighting all night. Take a nap, dude. Like it's cool. Like I'll sit with you for a bit. Like you want 20 minutes to fall asleep? I got you. And then we'll go for a walk. We'll go shoot some basketball. You want to like go mess around on the drum set, just like smack something because you're pissed off? Let's do it. And then like if you're feeling it, let's come back and try some math.
When does Only Tree come into play? Because I mean, you're not from here, so like how did you meet all the Only Tree guys?
So it started as a solo project, and so like the first EP, the Only Tree EP, was like me during COVID. I had just recorded an album with some of my friends like right before the pandemic started. We played in a band in college, and I was like, let's write some songs, let's get together for a week and let's record them, and let's just do that. So that happened. It was amazing. COVID happened, and I'm like, I can't do that anymore. I'll try and write my own stuff and do the same thing. And so I wrote all these songs, kind of was messing around with them while I was in Vancouver. We moved down, and then I was just looking for people to play with. So I found some guys on Facebook. They didn't have a bass player. So I was like, hey, you need a bass player? And so that was like, I played in this band called Johnny Rock and the Contradictions. That was super fun. But then Johnny and Nick, our two guitar players, they moved to Texas. And so we just stopped playing. And then I was looking for some more people to play with. And then Bree worked with her friend Elise, and Elise was married to Nate, who is now like our other singer and guitar player. And they were both like, your husband plays guitar? They like the Dead? Oh, cool. Play date. And then like we met once.
Husband play date.
Exactly. Like we met once and it just clicked. And then the drummer from the Contradictions, it was like, oh, like let's play at my house. And then so we met our friend Seth. And so Seth was friends with
the golfer.
Yeah. So yeah. Seth was friends with Chris, and then we came and jammed. And then
so Seth is your drummer?
Seth is our guitar player.
Oh,
Chris was like kind of like our first drummer that we started playing with.
Okay.
Drummers, it's been a long story for Only Tree drummers. But before like we started being Only Tree, we had this like, because we were just a bunch of people that wanted to play some weird jammy music. And so we had like this 8-person lineup. It was called Jamulel Saxon.
Do you make sure that people are Grateful Dead fans?
I mean, it's not a criteria, but I feel like birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah.
And again, like being familiar with that style and playing of music helps when you're playing with other people, because then you can You can find a pocket easier.
Yeah. So you guys were just all jamming.
Yeah, but it was just madness because we had like 3 guitars, 2 bass players, 2 drummers, and a saxophone player. Can't be jamming Lil Saxon without a saxophone. And then that was just like logistical nightmare. Just like, hey guys, when can we meet? Like, oh, I've got time here. I got time here. Trying to get 8 people in the room is a nightmare. And so then what we decided, what pretty much was just like this natural split, because we had 2 drummers, we had 2 bass players, we had a bunch of guitar players. And so it kind of just like split into these 2 groups. And so now that's like us with only Tree. And so it was me, Nate, Seth, and then we had our one drummer, Dakota. And then Seth and Dakota also play in another band called the Honeyweather. And that's with Dallin and Mike, who also had played with us in this Jamie L. Saxon. So like we have this dream of doing like a 3-set show where we do like I don't know, like only Tree opens, and then they just kind of come on stage while we're jamming, plug in, and then it's like Honey Tree morphs happens, and then like only Tree would just get off, and then it'd be Honeyweather. So like that's a dream that we've got that hasn't happened yet, but yeah. And so that's kind of how Only Tree started. And then like Dakota got married last summer, so he was like off on his own thing, so he just wasn't available, and I stupidly booked a show up in like northern BC, up in Terrace.
You booked a show in Terrace?
Yeah, it was awesome. We played. It was the second biggest rave in BC, like besides Shambhala.
What? What's it called?
Valhalla Fest.
Oh.
Best time ever. I can't wait to go back there.
Wow.
But so I booked that, not realizing Dakota was going to be away. So like we like threw some sets together where like Nate's a great drummer too. So like he was playing drums, playing the guitar, singing. When he wasn't playing the drums, he was like programming a little drum machine, so we had something, and it was just ridiculous. And then we started jamming with now our current drummer, James, and so he's been our guy for the last, I don't know how long.
Oh, he was at the Arcadian.
Yeah, but he's who you've seen, and like James adding to the lineup is like really kicked it to another level, and it's just been so fun. And so the dream is that once Dakota's more time available, we can bring him in as second drummer so we can get some 2 drummers stuff going.
I want to talk about a couple things. You brought some merch.
Yeah.
Explain the puzzles. No, I've never seen a puzzle.
Yeah,
I've
okay.
seen koozies.
Yeah, we got some koozies too.
Quinn from Fanny Alger that just left, he makes like bolo ties.
That's awesome.
That say Fanny Alger.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I've never seen this though, so it's a puzzle.
So I mean, and I hope that all the pieces are in there, because that's the we did
It'd be
it.
so you, Brandon, to leave a piece out.
Well, okay. we played Schweinhaus.
That could be a thing. Come to the next show for your
yeah.
final piece.
You got to get the last piece. We played Schweinhaus one day, and like I like threw out all these things, and I was just like, we played one song. I'm like, if you guys can finish it was one that we knew we could like jam out for a long time if we needed to. I'm like, if you guys finish a puzzle before the song's over, I'll give you a shirt. And like, I think like one of the tables that a whole bunch of my coworkers were at had a puzzle.
Finish this puzzle?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
okay.
so like there was like we have a couple different ones, and so but the one that they had didn't have all the pieces. And so they're just like finished, but they're like, is this a bit? Like, are you just not going to give us a shirt?
I'll give you $1 million
Yeah.
if you finish this puzzle.
And then like some random table just like, I did it. And they were just like, wait, so they get a shirt, but like we were finished 5 minutes ago? I'm so confused.
And they were your coworkers?
Yeah, they were my coworkers. They were talking to me afterwards. And like, what the heck was that?
That's awesome.
But yeah, the story behind the puzzles is my wife's aunt, Jenny, she is like, I don't really know what she does for her job now, but she's a CEO, so she's always on like she's always on Zoom calls and stuff like that. And she is one of those type of people who like she can't sit still. And so she needs to be like doing things at all time. And I remember one like Christmas or something, she had made some t-shirts for my my mother and father-in-law. And I was like, those are great. I'm like, I should hit you up, like make some band shirts one time. And so like we had an idea, we made some logos, and she just like sat there and just would on her like Cricut machine and her thing on Zoom calls. Like she's like at work making like 6 figures a year just pressing our t-shirts. Just like, what a badass. And then
That's awesome.
but because she just like can't sit still, I was like, it would be, if you can make some t-shirts, that's cool. And then I'd come, she'd be like, I got your stuff. She's got them like wrapped up, they're all like heat pressed, and like you're like, oh, I have this, I also have these ones, like this is like glow in the dark lettering, here's some tie-dye ones. Oh yeah, like I thought it would just be cool to have other stuff, so like I printed out some puzzles and like here's some beer koozies, and like I thought I had bought some canvas bags because I thought canvas bags with an OT logo would be cool for hauling at a festival or something like that, and they turned out to be like aprons. And so we just like have a bunch of random like aprons, and so like Jenny has just been like, she's just like, she'll go on Amazon and get like, she'll look up just like blanks of random things. So like make some keychains. We have like cup holder little things with a dog on it. And so like, it's just like, it's ridiculous. Jenny's the mastermind behind all
Your
of that.
merch girl.
Yeah, she's our merch lady.
Zoom all
She's
the
so
time.
great.
I was gonna say my daughter, she has a band called After School Detention, and we made
That's
these little
great.
purses. But then I also made like pencil cases with the logo too, because they're students.
That is so
they're
good.
13. So
yeah, one of the things that I've been trying to find like blank air fresheners, so we can do like only tree air fresheners.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And then like
perfect.
My big thing is because like, I don't know, we're a jam band, we're a bunch of smelly hippies, so like my wife makes soap. So like I think like some like only tree pine soap would be hilarious.
Only tree incense.
And then this has been a dream for a while, and this is like goes on because we're working on a concept album where pretty much the main thing is like there's this guy who goes into concerts and he just like slangs jars of jam because he's a jam band. It's jam band shows, and so he's just selling, he's peddling jam as the band is jamming. And so like I've like come up with a list of like a bunch of like jam band flavored jams. So like the Dead have a song called Stella Blue, so I'm like Stella Blueberry. Like I can't remember all of them, but like we had a whole bunch of them, and I'm like, the lore of the album is that he's on the run from the FDA because it's not approved. He's not approved by the jam.
He never got a license.
He's never got licensed. So I'm like, if we start selling this, like, is this going to become a reality?
I like that you mentioned tie-dye because it reminded me of another question. So when you guys went up on stage, you were all wearing, I think, tie-dye jumpsuits?
Yeah.
So that stood out to me.
Yeah.
How did those come about? Was it also a Jenny idea?
I think
she's like, also, I know all your sizes.
Yeah, here you go. Yeah. No, that wasn't
time.
Jenny. I think that was just me. I was just like, no, actually, do you know who Biff Got Killed is?
Yes, I love them.
Yeah, so I helped. I wouldn't say I helped. I was in the studio with them, just kind of just being there while they recorded it.
So you weren't helping at all.
I liked it. I recorded some synth parts that never made the album, but that's okay. Adam knows what he's doing. He knows what to cut.
I'll contact Adam and ask him for the real story.
Yeah, right.
It's like Brandon just showed up with all this jam, and we couldn't get him to leave. And
that's kind of sometimes what it felt like. No, I've become good friends with my buddy Josh, who has a studio in Ferndale, and so we were just always constantly working on stuff, and he was saying that he was going to be working with Biff, and I was like, oh, they're sweet, can I like come in and hang out while you guys are doing that, because I'm trying to learn how to build a studio too, and like the ins and outs. So I'm like, let me just be a fly on the wall, and they're just great guys. But anyway, they played a show, or they did the Space Station live in Bellingham.
Oh yeah.
So you know the Space Station?
Yeah.
So they did the Space Station like right after Halloween or right before Halloween. And Adam told me that he went to like Spirit Halloween and just got everybody like just Spirit Halloween prisoners outfits, and that's what they played in. I thought that was hilarious, and I was really bummed because like because we played like maybe a week or two after that, and I was gonna do the same thing, go to Spirit Halloween and get us some dorky costumes, and I'm like, no, Biff did it. And then so I was like, what do we do? And then so I was like, let's just get like some like painter suits or like white jumpsuits and just like tie-dye the crap out of them, because I worked at a lab and we were gonna do that with our scrubs and have tie-dye scrubs.
Oh, nice.
And so I was like, let's do it with like just some full body suits. It'll look just goofy as hell. The guys were like, yeah, okay, Brandon, we'll go with you on that one. And so now it's like every show that we book, I'm like, we suiting up, and James is like, no, we're not doing that today.
And I guess you can just wear yours.
Yeah, I know that looks ridiculous,
Yeah.
but now I have a second jumpsuit, so I'm not wearing my tie-dye one. My wife found at some thrift store. I need to meet the man who owned it before
A
me.
jumpsuit that fit you?
It was this triple XL.
How tall are you again?
I'm 6'8".
Okay, yeah.
But it was like this triple XL. I'm 6'8" and skinny. This thing was like huge. So Bree's grandma like hemmed it in for me. But it's this like green jumpsuit, and on the back of it, it has this giant patch of Snoopy and Woodstock, and it says "World's Famous Disco Dancer." And so like I've been trying to bring disco back for years, and then like our Dirty Dog logo that we have was inspired by Snoopy, so I was like, this is perfect.
And you're like, I need to meet this guy. Why did he make this?
I know. Well, I'm like, whether he made it or like I need to meet the guy that fit into that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
That's a concept album.
Right?
I feel like all of these things are leading up to
the missing jumpsuit.
You mentioned that you worked in a lab.
Yeah. That's when we first moved down. I was just looking for a job, and Bree was at school. She was doing she was just getting her teaching degree, and so we needed income. Jenny, our merch lady, God bless her, she was working at a lab in Bellingham that did just I don't even know what you call it, but like at the time COVID stuff, and so we were just like I was like taking out samples of people's snot and then logging all the data and like pulling tests. Like I had to do the positive pull one time, and so like you'd have to like put a batch in the machine, and then it would scan them all, and it would do whatever, it's voodoo that tells you which ones have COVID. And then I'd have to be the guy to be like, yoink, this one's dirty. And then just be like, oh man. And so like my shifts were like 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. And so like I'd just be up all night just like listening to podcasts and random music and just like 40-minute dead jams, just like tuning out, probably spelling everyone's name wrong.
Pulling all these COVID tests.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Wow. I mean, the guys will tell you, I'm not the one you want booking our shows.
No?
No.
Well, you booked that one in Terrace.
Yeah. Because it was like, because I saw this thing, and it was just like a post on Facebook, and it was just like looking for artists. And like I'd seen some things in Vancouver, because like Terrace is 16 hours away. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's almost Alaska. And so like I had a friend that I played basketball with who was from Terrace, and so I knew what Terrace was. I knew where it was, but when I saw this flyer, I just saw looking for artists, and so I had no idea that the festival was in Terrace. And then Ray reached out to me. Ray's the guy who founded the thing. He reaches out and he's like, hey, like it would be really cool to have like an American band come down. Like that'd be sweet. Like, do you know where Terrace is? And I'm just like, oh shit, it's in Terrace.
He's trying to talk you out of it.
Well,
like,
I don't know if he was talking, but he was just like, do you realize like where this is? Like,
and the logistics of getting there.
And then I'm like, oh yeah, I know Terrace. Like, I got a buddy there. Like, it'll be fun.
Oh,
like, like we would be honored to play. And like, it truly was like, what an amazing festival. That was my first experience with like bass music.
Oh yeah.
And so like, I won't listen to bass music, but like, goddamn, if there's 18 subwoofers and I can stand there while my body vibrates, count me in.
So speaking of shows, so I saw you March 14th at the Arcadian Public House.
Yep.
And so what? It's August now. It's been a few months. Have you not really had many shows since then?
We haven't. Yeah, we haven't done a ton just because Seth just got married. And so he just got back from his honeymoon in Europe like last week.
Oh, wow.
And so we took a little bit of a break. We've been writing and trying to come up with this weird ass concept album, and just like trying to come up with, now though that we've got the new space, like how can we start recording our rehearsals and doing like just video releases like that. So a bunch of just other stuff that's not shows. And then next Saturday we're playing Josh, my producer friend. His birthday party is on Saturday, so
at his house.
Yeah, and
nice.
So he was like, oh, I got a bunch of bands that come through, and like we'll just like have a bunch of bands come out and play. And then unfortunately, people like got overbooked and double booked, and so they're like, we're not gonna make it. And then so Josh is like, man, like you can come and play for 4 hours if you want, but like that's a lot. And then we're like, 4-hour jam? Let's fucking go.
This is awesome.
And so like we just like got a big old set full of some heady jams coming. And so
oh, nice.
that's fun. And then we're gonna do a house party in September. So we're taking this summer to kind of lay low.
Which is funny because bands don't do that. They usually do the reverse. Yeah.
I know. And like being in education, it's this weird dynamic because like during the summer, like I have all these grandiose ideas of like, let's go on tour for a week. Like I could do that. Or like Seth works at a bank. Like he can't do that.
I was going to say, what do the members all do?
Seth works at a bank. James, our drummer, is like a environmental consultant, I believe.
It's like 9 to 5 type job. Yeah.
And then Theron's our youngest. Theron is Nate's brother-in-law. But he joined.
Wait, he's our youngest? Is he in high school?
No, he's 20. He just turned 22. So like it was like
Aren't you like 25?
I'm 27. But I guess I'm the second youngest in the band though. But Theron's he's at Western right now.
Okay.
I think he's at Whatcom Community College.
Okay.
He just switched his major from like doing business to I think now he's doing like music and like film scoring.
Oh.
And so like I think that's so cool. And like it's so great sometimes the like amount of like eclectic music tastes that come into the garage because like me, Nate, and Seth will be all off on our dead shit, and then James will come in and like he's going to Burning Man this month, so he's like he's on that vibe, and like he'll be like we should try playing some stuff like that, and then Theron will just like sit there like quietly on his piano and like start like playing the theme to Interstellar, and we're just like what like. Yeah,
let's go.
It's great.
Have you guys done a space station?
Yep.
Oh, you have. Okay.
That was the reason that we had the tie-dye jumpsuits.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Got it.
So
yeah.
we did that.
How was that experience?
It was so fun. It was so
they
great.
They did Lopez live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
was
and
really
then
cool.
like those guys are in Feral Moon too. Feral Moon is sweet. They're super cool.
They're really good. I went to their show on was it Friday? The 8th. Yeah.
On Lopez?
Just like 2 days ago.
Oh, what?
It was
I didn't realize that.
Feral Moon, The Hobby, and Galloway.
Where was that?
It was at the Shakedown.
Ooh.
But that stuck out to me because I talked to Royce a lot.
Yeah.
And he just makes me laugh. He's
hilarious.
I love watching. I first saw him play with Full Color Dream, and I was like, "Who's that dude? I feel like we could be friends."
Right.
And so when he was posting about the show, I just love that it was. It said The Hobby versus Galloway versus Feral Moon.
That's awesome.
And I said, for some reason, I just love it even more because it's like it's a competition, you know?
Yeah,
and he
right.
goes, well, he said something about Godzilla, and Godzilla was on there too. And that just, when I went to the show, no, we were at another show. Oh, Spencer played Shakedown. He's playing drums right now with Los Bonquistadors.
Okay.
So we're at the Shakedown talking to Royce. He was the bouncer that stands in between the racket and the Shakedown in case people try to sneak in. I was like, oh my God, have you thrown anyone out? He's like, no, I want to, but no. It's just usually I'm like, you got to buy a ticket, and they go buy a ticket.
That's
I'm like,
your guys' gig.
that's boring.
You guys are the chuckers.
Well, no, I told him, I said, well, can we like pretend that Spencer didn't buy a ticket? And he's like, Spencer's in the band. I'm like, I just want to see you throw someone, Royce. Anyway.
That would be like a great like bit for like a social media thing.
Yes.
Like come to our show, like they're like checking him out. Just like, I'm the drummer.
I think Spencer
that would be like
that.
me. I'd be like, I'm the bass player. Come on.
No one knows
they're
the
like,
drummer.
They don't need you. You play bass.
So when we were talking, somehow Godzilla came up. Maybe it was online first on Instagram, but then we started talking in person with Spencer, and we went on this Godzilla like tangent for so long. And so we started watching Godzilla as a family. When I saw the poster, I was like, that's really cool. And they just posted a couple days before the show that they're making shirts with that poster. And I was oh my God. Okay. So there's a concert here in Woolley from 6 to 8. And then we're going to El Capitan because it was Stone Jones's birthday. I'm going to run really quick and stop by the Shakedown.
That's awesome.
So I ran in there, bought a shirt, and left.
That's awesome.
Have a great show. See you later.
You're what the scene needs. You're awesome.
I love merch. I don't know what it is. I love the fact that the Godzilla shirt I just got from Shakedown, it's red. I have way too many black shirts. So listen out there, guys. No more black shirts.
Little known fact is that bands are just black t-shirt salesmen.
I know, they are. Yeah.
That's great.
So if your band doesn't have merch, I'll just make it.
If you want to start making like bootleg tree stuff, like
Oh my
that would be
God.
so.
I'll like spell it wrong.
Like for real, nothing would make me happier. Like, I don't know if you're. I guess you're not familiar with the Dead, so you don't know. But
No.
like, the lot scene of jam bands. So like outside of shows, before and after, because I mean, they indulge in things that last a long time, so they can't really drive home. So people are just hanging out on the lot. And like the Dead lot used to be like you could buy bootleg merch, people selling tie-dyes, people grilling up grilled cheese so that they could buy tickets to the show. And like if the moment that Only Tree brings some kind of lot scene, that's the time that I know I'm like I can die happy. We played the show with this
My Prius open with this Only Tree, which I looked at the poster for a sec to make sure I got your name right.
Yeah, with this one tree. Dude, if you started making One Tree merch, like that'd be hilarious.
Well, I was thinking, like, I've seen those things online of like girls that get like, Japanese characters. I'm like, does this say love on it? But I'll get that, but it won't say Only Tree. It'll say something else. But I'm like, oh, it says Only Tree in Japanese.
That's awesome. Actually, would be so funny.
Oh my gosh.
We played a show. We were called Schnitzel, and the band that we opened for was touring in from, I think they're from California. I think they're from like Northern California, and there was this lady that just came with them, like followed them up. I don't think she was with the band.
Just like a fan.
Yeah, she was just a fan, and she was like, I called her Shakedown Sally because Shakedown Street is the Dead lot where like you go and buy all your merch, and so she just like posts up inside. She tried to go inside of Ramble Tamble and like start selling like her heady wares. So she had like bracelets and like all these cool rocks and crystals
Of the band.
So Ramble Tamble was a bar in
Bellingham. It just closed. Yeah.
And so like Tom, the owner, huge Deadhead, great. Like he loves the weird freaky scene.
Yeah.
But he just like looked at her like, are you trying to start a lot in my bar? No. And so she just like went outside on the sidewalk and just like, who wants to buy some rocks? And I just thought it was the most amazing thing.
So
And
funny.
I asked the guy at the band, I'm like, who what's the deal with Shakedown Sally outside? And they're like, we don't know. Like she was at our show in like San Diego and now she's here. And we're like, what?
But she's selling stuff that's that band, like for that band.
No, like that's the thing.
Or just anything.
She, like the lot is just
It's like a flea market.
It's a flea market.
Oh,
but
so it's not specific.
But it happens to be at Dead shows and like Fish shows and stuff like that. So people will make fish like bootleg Fish merch and bootleg Dead merch.
Yeah.
So like if you had some Japanese Only Tree shirts that's like really just like says something ridiculous. Oh man.
I got all these tie-dye jumpsuits. What's your size? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Look like the band. Get your own.
I'll get
sick.
like, I was just thinking my daughter crochets. I'll get her to crochet a beard so people can look like you. And glasses. You're like, I'm done.
Jenny, watch out. We got a new merch lady.
Well, I was going to say, so I teach second grade. I'm just picturing myself like, okay, kids, yep, go and learn how to write. And I'm like making merch on the side.
Hey, we can just do arts and crafts at school.
I was going to say a sweatshop. Come on, kids. The Only Tree show is in 2 weeks. We have to get these bracelets.
We need 100 beards made ASAP.
They're sewing wallets.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. I don't think I've laughed so hard during a podcast. This is great. Okay, so if people want to see your band, what do they do? Where do they go?
If you want to see like some...
You have an Only Tree account.
Yep.
On Instagram. Okay.
Instagram and TikTok is kind of where I'm the most active.
I do my podcast in here, and Spencer and I also do the radio show, which you've been on.
Yep.
And we were just talking the other day. So you know those like YouTube series? It's like the Tiny Desk concerts or Jam in the Van. We want to do that here. So we want to do like 90 minutes of radio and then go, all right, well, our last half hour is going to be a live performance. We're going to cut over to the studio.
Sweet.
Wouldn't that be so fun?
Oh,
you guys would be a great band.
I would love to do that.
Okay, you guys can debut it.
After that Arcadian show, I don't know if you remember one of the last songs that we played. We did Arcadia by Goose because we were playing because they had just changed the name to their Arcadian. So we're like, we got to play Arcadia. So we did this Goose song and the last 3 times that we had played that live, during Seth's solo at the very end, before he just blows up, he goes a couple rounds, my strap on my bass had fallen off. And so like I was just like mid-song, like, oh crap, like trying to catch it and like just playing it while I'm standing up, leaning down. And so that happened 3 times. And so I finally I went and I bought each one of us a thing of strap locks for our guitars. And I was trying to find like either little like rings to stick on the sticks, or I was going to buy James a seatbelt.
That's awesome. Okay, so I'll send people to your thing, and yeah, I guess if you do start, doing stuff, and like you were saying, like in your studio for like youth or whatever, we'll definitely pass that along. But yeah, I mean, I think if you connect with Mike, that'd be really cool too. And and whenever that reminds me of Radio does their live performances, you guys will hear Only Tree.
I would love to do that. That'd be great.
Would be so funny. I don't know if you could keep it to half an hour though. It might need to be a full show.
You might get one song.
All right. Well, thanks for coming over, Brandon.
Thank you so much.
That was fun.